Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Are you okay? In your neck of the woods? What up? What up? Manners and respect, man. Now your girl, Debbie from Dung, Yaad. Welcome you all to the Jamaican kitchen. Welcome once more. It is the Jamaican cooking journey. If you're new right on over here, special welcome. Thank you so very much. Those of you who were there with me from the beginning of the journey and are still there with me, manners and respect every single time, my family. Now today we are going to be doing a soup. I don't know how popular this soup is. I don't know, but I know this is a out of this world soup. One of this out of this world soup. I don't know how popular it is. We're going to be doing for you today some mutton soup. Not goated soup, you know. I have the goated soup up already. I'm going to leave the link in the description. I'm going to go check it out. I'm going to be doing for you today mutton soup. Mutton, and this is, you see this look like mutton where you have to cook, don't it? So inside that, so now, my butcher give me a piece of the goat neck, and then give me a piece of the leg part, around the, you know, the leg and thigh, something there. I asked for that. We're going to be doing some mutton soup. Now to this mutton soup, we're going to put little food and little something. But let me tell you something. This is just a kilo of goat meat. So with this kilogram of goat meat, we can't cook a big old go to el pata soup. You see me I say? We have to just make this soup here strong, because this soup, you don't use 2 pounds of meat and cook a large pot. To get that nice rich taste, you have to use a kilogram to cook just a certain size pot, and I'll show you in the video. This is part 1. This is the preparation of this mutton, preparing to cook the mutton soup, right? So I have here pumpkin and corn, chocho, carrots, Irish potato. That would go with the food. These are gonna make the soup mix. The pumpkin, the corn, the chocho, the carrots, and I'm using some turnip. Me like the taste of turnip in my plain soup, darling. I love it, okay? Now, I'm going to be putting in a few carrot pinners, not pinners, a few carrot soup dumplings. I'll not be showing you because there is a video on the channel that shows you how to make your carrot dumplings. What I will do, I will leave for you in the information box of this video that video, okay? So the very first thing you need to do is to cleanse your mutton thoroughly. I'll be using apple cider vinegar to cleanse my mutton. A lot of people don't know mutton is a meat that carries a real heavy amount of slime, okay? When you use it for cook curry mutton, you might, and you know, cleanse it thoroughly, you might get away with it. But using it to cook the soup, you'll taste every bit of that slime there, panda mutton there. So you know what we're going to do? The very first thing, we're going to be using some apple cider. And I'll tell you how much. This is like about probably 1/4 of a cup of apple cider. You're going to dissolve, you're going to let this mutton stay in this just the apple cider vinegar. Just the apple cider vinegar for about 5-6 minutes. And you want to coat it around and leave it. The strength of the apple cider vinegar will clear all that mucus and you have the mutton fresh. Right here, I have my kettle coming to a boil. I am going to be going now to, whilst this is in the apple cider vinegar, I'm going to be proceeding to start making my soup mix, which I tell you is going to be pumpkin, corns, chocho, carrots, and you don't have to I need some of this thing in there, this turnip here. So let us leave this in this apple cider vinegar for a few minutes, okay, whilst we go start working on our soup mix. In the next clip, you'll see where we're at in this part 1 preparation of the mutton soup. Okay, now family, about 7 minutes. There is no mucus on this meat. Mucus free, mucus all clean. So you want to come now? You know, say, I don't know more time say for me water pressure low. Camera girl, get right up here on them. So you wanna have, you're zooming in on them. You wanna leave your mutton right here. Your hands have got to be in. Remember, it's just 2 pounds. So you wanna wash off all of that apple cider vinegar. Okay, so we are gonna leave our water to run and to rinse off the real smell or taste right here of the apple cider vinegar. Whilst we go over here, you see, we right over here, we started to prepare our soup mix. So we have 2 corns, you know, or if you have 1, so you cut them this size, and you will cut your carrot this size. Remember, it's 1 kilo of mutton. So you do, this is not chicken soup, so you don't want a whole bag of carrot and a whole wash away bag of whole pack vegetable in there to take away the taste of the mutton. It is mutton soup. It is a beautiful soup. It is a nice soup. I want you to maintain the taste of the mutton in the soup. Therefore, don't go overboard with the veggies. Alright? Now that we are over here and all of this is happening, this is supposed, the apple cider vinegar supposed to be finished, you know, supposed to wash off. We're gonna leave it there to drain. Whilst it is there draining, we don't want to drain properly. We're gonna proceed to finish with our soup mix. So I soon come back. When I come back, we're gonna be doing something to the mutton, and I'll show you what I'll be doing to the mutton. I soon come. Okay, now family, first things first. This is our little soup mix, and I've used this pumpkin. I'll tell you how much pumpkin. Normally we would use more chocho, more carrot and all of that for a regular chicken or chicken foot soup. So we're using we use more pumpkin too. So we want a reasonable amount of pumpkin, not a lot, to give the soup some body, and we need a little color. Now that we have this meat all clean, all of them slime, as I told you, the mucus, that's the most important thing. We're going to be giving this meat a slight amount of seasoning with some herbs. And I would suggest you use some herbs too, not the amount, the artificial seasoning. You want to taste that mutton. You want the soup to have a muttony taste, if there is such a word. Not go so, but you understand what I'm talking about. So, do not put a lot of salt. You need to have the meat with a little salty taste from the beginning. Because when you have the salt to the soup, when you add the salt to the soup, that will not be enough to give. When you taste, you will just taste the soup with the flavor, but the mutton now will have no flavor. You get what I say, family? The soup have little flavor, but when you taste piece of the meat, no flavor. So we are trying to get little flavor. So we're going, now the salt isn't going to give the flavor, it's going to bind the flavors together. Remember, let me tell you, this is my theory on salt. Salt not give flavor. Salt binds flavors together. That's my theory. Okay? I might be wrong, but I still have hold on on it. This is some pimento and the coriander seed crushed. And we are going to put that on it. Remember, coriander sitting where come pan curry, you know, so you're going to have that little nice taste there. Now, we are going to be adding some dried basil. Oh my God, to this thing. We're going to be adding some dried basil to this. This is so beautiful. Dry, remember dry, a little dry is always a lot. And we're going to put a troops, just a troops, little troops of soy sauce, just for slight coloring. That's just it. And we're just going to proceed to rub it. We don't want to go too much in it. Okay, look at this. You just want it to be light, because if you put it too dark, and when it come out, it will work with the pumpkin color, you know. So if it too dark, it and the pumpkin color are bare things, and it might overpower the pumpkin color. So we don't want that for the finishing touch for the soup. See? This don't need to marinate. Rub it up a few more times. Look at this. Wow. That's for the duppy them, mutton soup, a piece drop. So you want to get it at this light, slightly turned color. Right on over here, we are going to be pre-tenderizing this mutton, not long, not for long. Why you tenderize it, Debbie? We don't know how old the goat was. We don't know the age of the goat. We're gonna be slightly tenderizing it. And then you could put it in here and go and cook it in your pot and go and cook it in. But you don't know, we're gonna do there cook the whole day because most times mutton is chewy. So when you have it slightly tenderized, you will know if you adjust yourself. Now that we're gonna be pre-tenderizing it, you don't put it in when you start. But you'll see in part 2 when we're cooking. Because now that we're gonna be tenderizing it, I'll show you when you're going to add the mutton. Now we have hot water here. Hot water. So you're just gonna use this. Remember, it's just 1 kilo. And it don't really matter. You just pour it to the side somewhere because it don't really matter. It might get back a little. You understand? So look at this. Look at camera girl there. Shoot them up. Yes. So we are gonna put it right there. You see, look at slight color of the water. Okay. We're good to go. So we're gonna go now. We're supposed to have some garlic, but we never have it ready. Cause it look like we're not ready for camera. We're gonna get some garlic and return soon. Okay, now we're gonna leave it on the ice because we are using a pressure cooker. Remember, you're not gonna cook it thoroughly because it has to go in the soup. So as soon, and you know, if you angle your pressure cooker, as soon as it starts boiling, we're leaving it on the eye. As soon as it starts, the steam builds up, so we're leaving it on the eye, let it come to a boil fast, then reduce it to the medium. Then you just tenderize this thing here for probably about 5 minutes. You don't want it too soft because you have to put it in the soup, you know. You see what I'm saying? So you don't want to get it too soft, okay? So let's leave it right at that. Right on back over here. We're going to be moving along, okay? This is my soup mix. I'm going to be going now to prepare my food mix. That's my soup mix with my vegetable mix. I'm going to be going, and this food mix won't be a lot. I'll be putting in the food a few pieces of Irish. You could use sweet potato too, but I did not have. I'm going to be putting just like 2 or 3 slices of breadfruit cut in small pieces. I'm going to be putting a few little pieces of yellow yam. I wanted to get white apple, but we never get no. White apple is beautiful in this soup. And I'm going to be going now to grate my carrot and to prepare my carrot dumpling dough. So that is there. I want to finish, when it's finished, when I return in this preparation period, that will be the last part where I show you how the pre-tenderized mutton supposed to look. I want to show you how it's supposed to hold up, and I'll show you my food mix. I'm also gonna be using just like probably just half a cup of, this is not fully green, it look more than green, coconut milk, freshly squeezed coconut milk. So I'm gonna do all of them little prep there and come back. So when I come back, I'll just finish up with you this preparation part of this mutton soup. We soon come. Okay, we are back, family, and look at this. You see this look here? Yeah, this is what we have. Right now I want to show you something. Remember, mutton is mostly bone, you know. So look here, you want to try it. You see the fork going in there, but you see how you have to ring the fork? That means it's not fully cooked. So that is just like a pre-tenderizing. So we have it right there, so like that. Okay, now I showed you my vegetable mix already, right? This here is our carrot dumpling dough. This is my Irish potato and my breadfruit. Don't mind the breadfruit, family. It's like, you know, I thought it was more fuller than this. So as it soaks, we wash up. It's like the stain from the breadfruit. Anybody who know about breadfruit know that's how it is. You cut your Irish like this because remember I told you, we don't want a lot of food. We don't want a lot of food for this 1 kilo of mutton. You can use lamb too. Now I'm supposed to peel my yam, but I'll do that when I'm ready to put it in the soup. I have over here my coconut milk, and when we are ready, we'll just strain it. This is the end of part 1, and that is why when people are asking for cookbooks, I told you that my cookbook will take time. I want to give a cookbook that tells you the preparation of the dish you're about to make, and also I want to make it be accurate, that it tells you the cooking time, because when you look at a meal, you will say, okay, most meals, a lot of meals, not most, but a lot of them, the preparation is always the longest. So when you get a cookbook that is more on the professional side, that tells you the amount of time you prep for and the amount of time that you cook for, you will know, say, boy, I'm gonna come from work and I'm gonna make that soup here. I'm gonna take me can bother, because the preparation time is a long, prepping time is a long time. You know, so when you have a cookbook that tells you the prepping time for your meals and the cooking time, you will know if you have got the time to do a certain meal, because this prepping time takes up a little bit. This is the end of part 1, and I hope you will keep your notifications on. Stay tuned for part 2.